Alright everyone, we're going to get started here with our masks. Today I have this traced already onto my canvas. It's an 11 by 14. Excuse me. But I wanted to show you something from last week, and I had worked on this afterwards because there was just something I didn't like about it, and it happened to be here. There is a shading here, but the lines needed to be blended a little bit better. It just didn't look right to me, and it probably didn't look right to you either. But I just wanted to show you what I did here, and it kind of really helped to make this painting pop a bit better too. Looks more natural and more, you know, it just, the shadowing just looks better to me. So if you do, you know, just kind of blend that in, and I just got some of this darker green here and just kind of pulled it out and pulled some of the raw sienna into it. So if you have started your painting and, you know, you didn't like that, I mean, everything should blend, and that's the purpose. I mean, you want it to look natural and real. So that was my only comment from last week. So without further ado, we are going to begin our painting. All right, so let's see here now. What I'm going to kind of do here, I want to get the background in. I always like to get the background in first. It just kind of helps with the rest of it. And at least for me, I can see better that way. I don't know how you paint, or if you like your background completed or whatever first, but I do kind of like to get my background going. So for the background, I'm going to use a violet. And this is the Master's Touch Violet. It's an acrylic paint. And I'm going to add some blue to it also. Violet and blue just looks really pretty together. So I have some Master's Touch Phthalo Cyanine Blue. Also a part of this. And we're going to put some white on the palette as well. And I have this liquidy because I like this to mix. It's a liquid acrylic, and it's more you know, like, it's just easier to mix instead of the thick white, titanium white. So we're going to put that out there too. Alright, so I'm going to pull some of my violet and add some white. And if you hear that noise right there, that's my little Sally making herself comfy here. She's funny. I don't think she can fluff up the carpet that's in this room, but I guess she's trying. She's funny. So hopefully everybody is doing well this week. And so I'm making this blue. Oh, this is pretty. And I am actually going to mix a little purple into it because I want these colors to blend really a little bit. And that purple into that blue just really looks really nice. So it just takes a few minutes to blend. Now, whether we get done with this painting today or not, I don't know. I'm limiting it to 2 hours. I mean, we can have a chat however you'd like, you know, if you'd like to chat or whatever. I'm just going to limit it. And I did not advertise this, so there might be some people that we just don't see coming. People aren't showing up, but That's okay too. So we're just gonna do what we have to do here. And I'm going to be covering things up a little bit, but I plan on just doing the little strings that hold these up. And I'm using my number 6 bristle synthetic Winsor Newton University Bright to begin this with, getting the sides. This was a request while I was off for those few months of quarantine by one of my co-workers, and this is for her, and I am going to maybe give her this. If it turns out real nice, I'm going to give her this painting. She requested it. Now, if you'd like any of my paintings, I mean, you are welcome to purchase them. You just have to let me know, and I will be happy to give you the information. Sometimes I do frame these. Some are on Etsy. I haven't posted anything to Etsy for a while, but like I say, if you're interested, just let me know. Just let me know. And I'll be happy, very happy to get back to you. So I'm just kind of like putting the blues and the purples together, mixing them, just kind of back and forth here. And then I'll get a real pale shade and go on top of it. This is a relatively easy painting, I would say. It's not too hard. Like last week, I think last week's was a little bit more complicated because we had a lot of blending, and this is going to have some of that too. But it's just a little different type of blending. I'm going to add a little bit of water to my brush, kind of just making these a little bit easier to blend. So if you look on the color wheel, just for interest, blue violet and violet are next to each other, which are considered, if you look on the back of your color wheel, analogous, because they are right next to each other on the color wheel. So like sometimes you can, like if you're going to do a painting and you want to do it all in analogous colors, you could just use blue, blue violet, violet, and red violet. Or you could use green, green, blue green, yellow green. All these colors will, you know, work well together if you decide that you just want to do something like that with your picture painting. Trying to, you know, incorporate the color wheel in its uses. You just want to be able to understand how colors work together, and as an artist, it's really important. I mean, you just don't want to pick something out of this, you know, like you want to put like yellow, orange with purple. That looks nice, actually. You know, it looks nice, but sometimes you can put colors that don't go well together, and it just doesn't do anything for the painting. So you want to kind of work and make sure that you're working towards well, it looks like no one's showing up here today for my painting, but that's all right. What I'm doing is I'm doing it live. It will be downloaded or uploaded to YouTube. And then I'm also taping it this time because I want to make sure that it's not just this little narrow picture that you're seeing is alive. I did purchase a webcaster, which does not work. And the person that I bought it from on eBay has not gotten back to me. So I might have an issue with that because I spent quite a bit on it. And I was hoping to be able to use a webcaster with my camera instead of having this little narrow picture that I'm using with my phone. But as usual, my luck just doesn't go too well. Yeah, so everything has been a little crazy at my house lately. We have been without air on these terribly hot days. The air conditioner broke, and I don't want to get a new one. So we had the plumber that we used, he sent a guy out, and he's been struggling with it because it's been leaking. There's a leak somewhere, and he can't find it. So hopefully it's been resolved. I'm not sure. I just didn't want to spend a ton of money. Oh, the background looks so nice with this, but I am going to lighten it up. This is going to kind of be the first coat on the background. And I'm doing my sides. It just looks much better. And if you decide that you don't want to frame it, you always have the sides completed. And it just looks more professional to me. Do everything you can to make your painting look sellable. Little things that help. Yeah, so we don't have anybody showing up today. Well, that's alright. Like I said, I have to paint at least once a week. My hand is feeling somewhat better. The shot finally kicked in. I guess it was, let's see, when I went back to work, which was Monday. It hurt a little bit, but it kind of worked its way out, which was great. I felt that was really important that it did that, since I do cut hair. Now, if you look at I'm going to probably get to know me, my intro, I'm going to change that a little bit. It's a little too lengthy, and since I talk a lot through my paintings about my past and what I did in the past here, I think you guys know who I am and where I worked, and not where I worked, but what I did. When I worked full time, I was constantly sick, and I don't know why it was like that, but I found out that I do have Hashimoto thyroid, which kind of messes me up sometimes. There's days when I'm just exhausted. Actually, this is one of them. I don't know. I'm just really tired. I woke up tired. And, you know, you get sick a lot. Things affect you differently, you know. So, it's been quite a trying time for me with this. But I was always sick. I was always losing my voice at work, and I think it was just stress. And I don't know why I would have been stressed, but I was. I worked in the oil and gas industry, and I got kind of bored with it. It just was boring to me. There was nothing that changed. It was always the same type of work. I mean, it was like boring. So I retired early, and then I just started working part-time. And I like what I do now because that's where I started. When I first started working, I went to cosmetology school. I have a teaching license, cosmetology, and that's what I'm actually doing now. I'm cutting men's hair, and I love it. It's a good company, Sport Clips, and I just thoroughly enjoy it. Now, I'm going to mix a little, well, more white, some white with purple, just a tad bit of purple, because I want this to be like a, kind of like just very pale. I'm also going to mix some blue with white. Let me just wipe this off. Now, in order to do this, I think I'm going to use a little bit of a different brush because I am going to be doing like a dry brush technique on top here. So I want something. Okay, so this is a, oh gosh, I can't even tell. Number 10. I believe this is also number 10 bright. You can see that. Okay, so I'm going to start out with this purple shade. Okay, and I'm just going to go lightly in through this. Kind of just sideways. I just want to get just a tad bit of color, nothing heavy. Don't want it heavy because I want that underneath showing through. Pick up some of the blue. Too much of that, too much. And I'm going in different directions here. You want to go in different directions. Up a little bit of the purple now, and I'm not rinsing off my brush, just kind of using it dry because I don't want to rinse it off. I want those colors underneath to show through, and I'm just scrubbing that in, just scrubbing it in. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm in the way here of my other video. I'm trying to stand back, but sometimes you just get in the way of it. All right. So dry brushing is one of my favorite things to do. You don't put too much paint on, and you just kind of scrub it in, just like I'm doing. Scrub that color around. And it's kind of a nice effect, you know. It's just, especially with this type of painting. Apologize if I'm in the way. I know I'm not in the way with the live, but you want to keep it on the side if you can. Side of your brush for this. Don't want to push it like that way. Just kind of with the flat part of the brush. And if you get some on the masks, that's okay. You just keep working until you like what you see. And that's good. I like that. Okay. Just going to have a little drink here. Alright, so I'm going to put a little black out on my palette here. I want to color in the eyes. And they are going to be black. So I'm going to get my number 4 or number 2 flat. Okay. Wet it a little bit. And go into my black. Get those put in. I'm going very close with my brush. I am like holding it right at the ferrule here. Just kind of brings it to life a little bit, seeing that there's eyes here that are filled in. I'm going to get these dark, and then I'm going to fill it in with the violet. I'm going to go over it with black and violet. Okay, so that is the eyes. Rinsing out my brush, and I'm rinsing out the other brush. So far we've got some pretty nice looking background. Got the eyes in. I am going to scrape up some, well, I'm going to move some of my paints around here because right now they're all over the place. I'm going to scrape some of this out of the way. Get some of this scraped up. Push it over. I tend to be very big when I'm doing my stuff. Kind of push it out too far, I think. Alright, so I'm going to grab some of that purple, that violet, and some of my black. Make a nice deep violet shade. And then I'm going to go in there with that, with these eyes. And that kind of just gives a little bit of background, that it's not different from the background. I mean, you know, like what we're doing here. We're trying to use the similar colors throughout. And that just gives it a little cast of blue, which is just interesting here. I made that eye a little too big, but we'll fix that, be making this one a little bit too big too, so they match. Alright, now we're going to work on this. I'm going to make this a little yellow through here. It's going to be yellow in here too, but we're also going to be blending it up into red. So now I have Naples yellow But I think I want to have it more bright. I want to have something a little brighter. So I'm going to use Cad Yellow Light instead. Cad Yellow. And I'm just going to put that out on my palette. And then I have Crimson as well, which is Galleria color. And I am going to be using that as well. Alright, and I'm going to get my number 6. And I'm going to clean that better. And that purpley stuff in there. Okay, and I'm going in with my yellow. Now this might be a little bright, but I like it. I want it to be bright. I want these colors to be very bright. They pop out. Okay, we're going to go like this. And I still can see my lines, which is good, because I want to see them, because I'm going to be covering those up as well. So right now we're just going to kind of fill this in on the bottom with the yellow. Let's get this in here. Now if you don't have Cad Light, you can always go to a Cad Medium. It's fine. And we're going to go up here a little bit with that. Same here. Now, I'm going to go into the red, and it's going to kind of be an orangish shade now. It's going to get a little lighter. And I think with that Naples yellow, I'm going to mix that in with that too. Just kind of a little bit of that Naples yellow. Let's see what happens here. I don't like that. I want it bright. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like that shade. It's kind of dull. I want it to be more bright. So, let's see here. How about I get some orange? I'll just go with the orange and put the orange in here. And the orange that I'm using, it's actually called orange, and it is a Master's Touch thick body. Thick body. Okay. Yeah, I think this will be good. And then we're just going to kind of do the same thing as we did here with this background. Kind of dry brush it. And really get stuff like that up through here. Then that's going to go into a red. So I'm just kind of getting that in there like that. We want to keep it around the nose, kind of letting that yellow show through. Just using a dry brush. Very dark right in here, so we're going to add the red, and it's just darker, so we're just kind of getting this to go blended. Coming around. Blend it up. Now I'm going into my red, and this is going to be pure red here. I'm not rinsing off my brush at all. Coming around here. Making sure everything is painted in. Just kind of dry brushing it down into where the color turns orange. Now I'm going to get a little bit of yellow before I go, because I want to get this like kind of like that. Okay. Get that red back in there. These are going to be bright shades. This is a bright mask. And let me get my little tiny detail brush. And this is a 1/8. Just going to go in with my red. Kind of get this just like that. Same in here. Because what's inside there is going to be like a pale red. Okay. Sally's trying to fluff up the rug. There's no way. The rug is not fluffable. She's funny. Sally, you can't fluff that up. I know one of these days people will join me for my lives. Maybe I need to do it at a different time. And if you think so, just give me a comment so that I can do that. Alright, so now I'm just going to wipe off my brush a little bit. I'm going to come in here. That. I'm gonna put yellow in there so that gets, or orange, so that shows up a little bit more. And this should be a little bit more also. Let me have to. Ooh, that was no good. That's a no-no. Let me get a wipe, a baby wipe here. Just get that off of there, kind of blend that up like that. And I can put orange back in, yellow back in here. It's just not quite dry yet. Okay. Let's get yellow in on our paintbrush here and redo this. Get this up in here. There we go. That's the way to do that. Very good. More yellow on my brush. Because you want to blend that up. Kind of almost flames up there. So right in here, there's like an orange that comes down. So we want to get that in there, a little reddish color. And it also kind of comes here too. Now I want to get my brush a little bit drier, because we're just showing like the nostril. A little bit more yellow here. Right in here. Highlight. It's almost like you're putting on makeup. Okay. Now I'm going to come around with my red, and we're going to kind of outline this a little bit with the red. Just let it fade in. I got my little pinky down there. You can see what I'm doing. Just going very lightly, very lightly. And I'm going to bring that in this way. Just kind of give it a little bit of a depth. A little bit of depth here. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of my yellow and kind of blend this into that. Blend it. Alright, for now that's the way that's going to be. Let's see. So I want that little bit of red. Let me get some more of that. Coming up right around the nose here. Because it's going to come around the nose. So I want to get my little brush again. And I'm going to put red on. And coming around this nose area. No, we're not outlining the nose. It's just going to be a shadow until we get right here. That is just going to be outlined there. like that. We're going to blend this in with some yellow. Giving that personality. And I'll probably put more yellow into this. I want to get more yellow into that. But right now, we're just going to leave it as is. And with my little brush, I'm just going to kind of, just a tad of an outline here. Just a tad. Just a little bit. Coming around. Okay. Let me rinse out my brush. Blend some of this in with some yellow. Kind of glaze it. Just glazing it. Glazing is just thinned out paint. Just painting it in here. Get it heavier in through here. We want that to be nicely. Get some more of it under here. Okay. Now I'm going to just kind of go over this with yellow. Blend it so it's not so harsh. Same over here. Just kind of blending it up into the red. And then I'm going to meet the red, meet it with some red. Not a lot though. I don't want a whole lot of red in that. Now with my little tiny brush, I see a little bit of purpley color there, and I'm going to just add that in there that needs to be added here so it comes right to the mask. Okay. Now that area that is like white, I'm going to mix my red and some white to get like a little pinky color. And believe it or not, it's like dry brushed on top here of this. So I'm just going to kind of get some of that in there. I'm just going to kind of dry brush that in. Now I'm going to actually do some more of that as well. I'm going to get my number 2 that we were using before and just kind of get that right in here. Has to be somewhat lighter. And here. All right. Now, we are going to paint in the eyebrows, which are a red purple. So I'm going to get my violet. And on my palette, I'm going to mix red with some violet. Get a nice violet red. We're just going to add a tad of white. I'm going to put in the eyebrows, which are, let's see, I can see them. Get those in here. Okay. And here. All right. Now I'm going to actually put some of that red purple in the lips. I'm going to make it a little darker, or a little bit more red, I should say. And we're going to do the lips. Then when this dries, we're going to add red to it. I'm going to leave that just that little bit of white there so that when I put the red in, it'll show. And this has like a little one of these. Oh, that might have been too. Well, it looks okay. And then this here. Okay. Let me use my little brush here for that. Let's see. I want to get this out of here. Let's get some red in there now. I'm going to use that number that I was using before. And let me straighten up this eyebrow a little bit over here. Want it nice and sharp. And let's see here, red. We need a red, pure red. Okay, that's right here, red. And up in here, we're gonna have red, pure red. Come down in here. Okay, and I'm going to probably lighten that up a little bit as soon as it dries a little. Kind of get that in there. Okay, now I want to use my little brush again, and I am going to outline here above the eyes. We have a little line here. Goes right above the eye, right above the eye, and doesn't go over that far. Okay, we're going to use my little brush again, and we are going to pull that up with some yellow. Pull it up before it dries, some yellow. dimensional. Blend some of this in a little bit more. I want to get the eye messed up here, but I'm going to have to go over that a little too. And I used the purpley black for this. Okay, let's get some more red and some of that orange in there. Just kind of dry brush it in. Get more yellow straight. Kind of just giving that. I don't want that to come down in here. And this is where your baby wipes kind of help you a little bit, because you don't get it on things you don't want it to be in. So just kind of wiping it up so I can put that yellow straight on. Okay. Let's get that yellow back. Brush is dirty, that's what happens. Kind of want to blend it up and into this. Okay. Kind of took away this little right here. Alright, so we have the one face done pretty much. Wiping off my brush, coming in here a little bit. We do want it to have a little bit of depth around the nose, but we have to be very careful with that as well. Let's see. And I'm going to put some red, a little bit of red around the eyes here. Just outline the eye here. Just going to let that go for now, and we'll come back over it for now. I could blend that in, maybe just a little with that, just kind of with the water, blending it in, just like as if I had watercolor. I was doing watercolor. A little bit more. That. A little bit around here. Actually, this should come down a little bit more. It's kind of a, excuse me, dry brush here. Just comes down this way more. I don't want my nose to be all cockeyed here, but it comes down this way. Same here. Just kind of giving it a little bit more pizzazz there. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to get more of my yellow again. And I just kind of want, oh, see what happened there for my hand here. If I can get that better. Like that. And actually, I like the way that came out, so I might have to kind of work with this a little. Just get some of that red off so I can go around it and get some yellow, more yellow in there. It should be a little lighter here. It's okay if it gets on the lips, but I want it to be a little lighter through here. A little lighter. Just working with the color that's here and then taking that off a little bit, kind of just giving it a little bit more attention. All right, so the lips need to be lighter. So I'm going to add a little bit of white to my purpley shade here. That purpley red that I mixed. Add a little bit more red to it. Okay. And just kind of go in here a little bit more. Kind of go through here. And I'm probably going to have to come back with some red because this has to be lighter. Definitely has to be lighter. So let that dry. So let's move on to our next face, and the colors in this face I'm going to make blue. So let's see. I'm going to use this blue here, Phthalo Blue. I think that'll work very nicely. What time do we have here? Okay, it's 11 o'clock. Let's see if we can get this done by 12, huh? Actually, I'm going to see something here that I don't like. So I'm going to add a little yellow to it. Kind of just like blend it a little bit better here. That little line there. Now see, that's starting to get lighter. That's what I want. A little bit of white. Okay. Just pure red here. Just pure red. Same here. I want that depth coming in there. Same here. I'd like to have some of that depth come through here. I mean, you can work at stuff all day. You know, you just like keep looking at things and then you think, oh, well, that could be blended a little bit better. And that's kind of like what I'm doing. I'm just trying to blend it somewhat better. Right here, we want that to be nice and bright around the dark. Get this a little lighter in through here. Definitely got to be light in here. A a little white to my yellow. Let's see what happens there. Just to get that lighter look here. Dang. Yeah. Ooh, well, don't we mess up a little, huh? Oh, that's alright, it can be fixed. Nice thing about acrylics is you can always fix them. And I just want that to be a little bit lighter here. There. There we go. That's kind of cool there. Alright, so we're going to do our Phthalo Blue. Excuse me. And for this face here, we're going to use some turquoise green. I think that will look really pretty together. The blues and the greens, the blue-green color. It always helps to stand out and things, so I want to still work on this. I might put a little bit of white in there, just kind of to get that a little lighter, so when I put my red in, it will be nice too. So I'm just going to kind of add a little white here. I wished I had some music to play, but, you know, we can't. I will have music in my other video. You have to be so weary of copyright issues, and I just use the Wondershare Filmora, and that's what I use for my. So I do have a little bit of alizarin crimson. I might just add some of that to those lips, just to pop them out some too whenever I get to that point. Before it comes out of the tube. It's pretty well shot. It's no good, I guess. Yeah, it's hard as a rock. So that goes in the garbage. I've had these shades for a long, long time. When I first started teaching, I taught with Michaels and Grumbacher, and some of those are left over from that, so that's been a long time. Very long time. Let's just get these in. Let's get these in. My little Sally girl. Okay. Alright, let's start on the other mask. Alright, we're going to go with the Phthalo Blue. And I'm just going to start up here. The other one I didn't start up at the top, I don't think. I'm sorry I'm losing my voice. That happens with me a lot. Now hopefully I'm not in here too much here. I'm just going to come down here. I do love this shade. blue. So when we get down a little bit further, we're going to add a little white to this. And that's going to go into that bottom part. Get a little smoother blend here. Going into my white. Not white enough. And right at that tip, it's going to be pretty white. That is pretty intense, that blue, so I want to add enough white. Oops. Don't want to go into the eye, but we can always go over that. Kind of go over all that with some dry brushing. So if you're watching this and it's not live, if you could possibly give me a thumbs up if you like what I'm doing. Make a comment. That's very important to the station, the channel. It helps in the rank, or you know, the analytics. And I've been struggling trying to get there. So if you could possibly do that, it would be great. Alright, so we've got that pretty well in. I'm going to go into my blue again. Kind of just get some of that to blend down. But what we're going to end up doing is waiting for this to dry some. And because that is a little too wet and it's just turning white, something I don't want that to do. Let's see if I can get the nose back in there somewhat. Okay. Goes like that, blending it. But it's got a lot of work to go on. So we'll wait for that to dry a little bit. And the bottom we're going to do in a nice turquoise. Oops, put it in the wrong spot. Instead of putting it on my palette, I put it on the masonite. Which is fine because I can grab it and pull it up here. Alright, so okay. I'm going to add a little white to this. And here, it should be a little lighter. Okay. Now this is the sad face, so it's going to be a little bit different than the other one, the happy face. We'll make that brighter. That is going to get brighter too. Same here, it'll get brighter. 'Cause we want that to be really dark around there. Now, getting my little brush again, that number 2. I want to get that blue shade in there a little bit better. Okay, let's see here. My paints are drying fast, very fast. Here we go. Now I'm going to get a little bit more white and, well, some of that blue and bring it down because I want that to be a little darker. The second coat is always going to be a little bit darker because this is like a transparent color. Very transparent. Here. These are really looking good. I love them. Very pretty. Okay. This is a very, very interesting color. This Phthalo Blue. Just want to get a little bit more of my purpley shade, because right in here, kind of, okay, and then my blending, my dry brush shade right on top. Okay, let's see here. Somehow I'm going blue. Okay. Well, let's get this in. Okay, so this here has to come out a little bit like what I did there is when I covered that up, it has to come in a little bit like that and then come around. Around like this. Okay. Let's have that come in like that. Because right here, it comes in, but it's a different type. This one's a little bit more square doff, but it really can be rounded a little. So it's not so. There we go. Blue over here. And it does kind of dry it, brush it through here. Okay, I'm going to go into my white now. There's enough blue on my brush to kind of just dry brush over this. This has to be a little bit lighter, and we're going to have to work at this a little. I'm going to go straight in with white here. I'll rinse this out. So when you're blending, like I said, it is a process. I mean, you're just going to have to work at it. It's not something that, you know, you just can stop and it's done. It doesn't work like that. Okay, keep going here. Want this to be very, very light. But you have to get that blue kind of blended too. See how it's blending right up into that? It's kind of almost really pretty. It's pretty. I love that. So I got more white on my brush. Just keep it going. Work slowly. This doesn't have to be fast. Okay. Just want to make sure you cover up the lines there. Alright, so I'm going to rinse out my brush again because that's got all that blue. And do some more white. Wipe it off. Really needs to be lighter in through here. Definitely here. Now we want to get some of the white in through here also. Just a little bit around here. Okay. Okay, let me get that turquoise again. Just kind of work it here. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Around here. Okay, and right in that one spot there, it's a little bit of that purpley shade. I'm going to get that purpley shade right in here. Work that. Use your fingers. I use them all the time. This will probably dry to a different shade. That's looking really cool. Okay, so I'm going to get my little teeny weeny brush and I'm going to pick up my Phthalo Blue on that, my 1/8, and I'm going to outline this with that shade. Okay. Sorry if I'm in the camera. I am going to outline this, but I have to be very careful with that turquoise shade. See, I got to get that blended better too. Okay, I need a little swig here. Okay. I'm going to go with the white right now. Down. Oh, we got to fix that again. Let me come up with my turquoise shade here. We're losing the actual nostril. It should be here. Alright. Going into my phthalo again. My turquoisey. nicer. That's funny there. Okay, let's get the white. I'll blend that. That needs to get blended. But I'm going to put it in here for now. And let's see. It just kind of goes up and through here a little bit. Alright, now his lips are totally purple. So I am going to put the purple in. That's the violet. Before I lose these totally. It's actually blue. Okay, that's all right. We can make it blue. Probably will look better anyways. Just for now. And it kind of has these little things here. And we'll have to go over that again. Okay, so let's see if we can get this now. Don't have to be perfect on that. Okay, above the eyes, I'm going to get my little teeny lining brush. But you know what? I want to get those eyes a little darker because they just really, let's see, need to be a little dark here. His eyes here, I'm going to go into that blue. Just kind of give it a little lid. Fix that. Okay. Going with my white. Get that black back in there. Better job here. Very sad eyes. Once that dries, I have to come back up because I made that a little too big. Okay, more white on this nose here. I want that to be white, the tip. Right here. A little white there. see here. Okay. See if I can get this to go the right way now. Let's see here. My brush is getting a little worn out. That's the thing with acrylic. It's difficult because it does get messed up pretty easily. What is this one? No, I don't want that one. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I'm going to work with this a little bit more over here. Ooh, looks like I got some black where I shouldn't have. So let's get one of these. Alright, let's see here now. We've got to make this a little smaller. I don't know how that's going to work. Let's see. Okay. A little bit more white. Little phthalo. Phthalo blue is very intense. So when you're working with it, you want to be careful. Cut this in a little bit. Cut it up here. Well, it's still wet, so it's same here. Cut that in a little. We're going to go over it a couple of times because right now it's still wet and it's not exactly going the way that I would like it to go. Not at all. Here we go. Maybe that'll work better. I'll wait till that dries some. Okay, let's work on this again here, down in here. I'm not really liking that color. Surprise. Let's see if this turquoise will work better. I'm not sure. I don't have much of that. Oh, that's a light one too. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to kind of do a dry brush thing on it. Kind of just work it. Put those little lines back in there again. Yeah, that looks nice. I like that. Okay, let's see. Let's see, a little purple. Maybe a purpley blue. That would be nice underneath here. We kind of get that a little bit nicer. Okay, blend it. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to try to outline this. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm going to see if I have a decent brush to do that with. Oh dear, no. Oh, I have an angle brush. That'll work, I think. Okay, so this is an angle shader to 1/2 inch. And I'm just going to go into my turquoise color. Let's see if I can just outline here. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going into that other shade, that lighter turquoise, which is a actually bright aqua green. Okay. Kind of coming around here a little bit. Just kind of working it around here. Yeah, I like that. That's kind of helped this out a little bit. It's still dark, but it's more intense, like. Now let's get this back in here. Yeah, I like that much better, much better. Mucho better. Now we got to get eyebrows on this, and we have to put some teardrops because this is the sad face, so we want to get that in there. Get that sadness going. We'll get a little bit more, and then make these lips a little bit more purple. I think I want them more purple for sure. So I'm going to get my little number 2, go into purple. Kind of just, there we go. That's much nicer. Huh? This is a sad, sad face. Sad. Now sometimes after I'm done doing my live, I will look at this and work at it a little bit if I don't like something. So that will happen. I'm going to try to get this, I don't know if I can get this out of here. It's Alizarian Crimson, because I really could use that. It is so dried out. Yeah, it's just no good. Let me see if I can find, no, I guess not. I don't be able to find anything. I'm going to just deepen my red a little bit, get those eyebrows in with maybe some of that purpley color. So I'm going to use my little lining brush here. Add some white, because that white kind of did help that come out a bit more. It looks more like a nice red. So let's see here, I gotta look at my, okay, so it comes here, kind of right alongside here. And it goes over. And come down. Just like that. Okay, let's do the other one. And this is kind of an S-shaped kind of thing. So it is, I want it in the same spot. So we're going to put it right here. Okay. All right. Good. Okay, now I'm going to redo this blue a little bit here so it's not gray. Just kind of get it up in there. Same over here. And I want to get that nice blue line in there, which I might not be able to do here. Let's see. There. All right. So we've got our purple back in our lips, but oh no, we did not. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna get that purple back into the lips. See if I can get that in there again. I'm gonna take a couple tries here, but I think what I'm gonna do is just go like this for now. Kind of lighten this up so that I can put that purple in there. And just kind of pull it in. Okay, that's fine, just the way that is. All right, so I want that red purple to come back over here. I want to get that starting to dry. My colors are starting to dry. Okay. So we've got this that comes up and down, and there we go. A little bit of dark purpley red, but I want that a little crisper. Okay, and then we're going to get some red and put that in there. Use my angle brush here for that. And red. We're going to get right into the red here for that and pull it down in here. Just going to get rid of that one because I got to make that a little different. I don't care for that one. Just pulling that in because these lips have to be a little bit bigger, and I may have not made them large enough. I'm going to make them larger lips. This. Like that. Yeah, we're still playing with this, that's for sure. I could play probably all day long, knowing that I can't. This will be good now, I think. I just want that lighter here, and then probably put just more of the yellow in. Getting that in there like that, getting a little bit of the orange in there. dulling it down. I don't want it dulled down. Okay. Yeah, the lips are starting to come along the way I want them. So I'm going to actually put a little white in there. Okay. Just kind of like that, and then add my red here. So they are nice and bright. Now the guy with the purple lips, we got to get his lips too. So this one here, same thing. Okay, this is going to be a little darker here. Okay, and I've got to lighten that one spot up there. It's getting pretty close to being done. Yeah, it's coming along, that's for sure. A little bit of that blue shade. Gonna make it lighter. Okay, let's just get this a little dark up in through here. Extremely dark through here. This comes over that. Okay, get the dark again. Okay. Now I'm going to make that a little bit lighter. Still got to be light. And put that, no, it's too dark. It's almost white in there. There we go. Now I'm just going to go straight into the darker blue. Dark. And I am right on this, so I'm probably in the way. And I apologize, but that's the only way I can do this, actually. It has to be really white. Really white. Let's get that in there now. Oh, wrong color. Wrong color. Ugh. Today I am messed up. My hands. My hands are dirty. See here, I'm going to get my angle brush. Get some paper towels that are clean. Get a little drink here. Nothing like getting it on yourself. So I'm going into this blue. And I'm going to try to get my angle brush very so that I can outline this. Get this here. Kind of just come down with it. Bring it in. Now I got to get that line in there. So once again, I am getting my brush to a fine point so that I can get that right there. Right there. And I'm sorry if I'm in the way, but I'm just trying to get that in there where it just kind of blends down into the mask. Now, get a little bit lighter color and just kind of work with it a little bit on the edge here. There we go. There we go. All right. I got to do the other side here with that blue, almost light blue. I am just filling it in here. And I am going to make it a little darker. So I'm going to go into the blue. Just the tip of my brush, actually. Just the tip. Kind of bring it down here just to give it a little bit of texture. Kind of doing that with this also. Because what's going to happen here is it's got to have a little circle so that we can put the strings in and everything. Okay, now I want to get those little teardrops in on this one. So I'm going to just use the blue for that. I don't want to use the, black. I want to just use blue for it. Let's see here. Let me get this a little bit more. Okay. Still would like to be a little bit more in here. I think maybe my eye is just way too big. And I tend to do that sometimes, make one eye bigger than the other. Okay, same over here. I'm going to kind of cut that out a little bit. Here. black again. Black, black, black. Just kind of finishing touches, little touch-ups with my little teeny weeny brush. Okay, I'm going to wet that. And let's see here. Actually, you know what? I would like to use my angle brush and kind of this here, right here, I'm going to bring that out a little bit, just a tad. Like that. Kind of dry it a little bit. Just kind of sweep it out a little. Just like over here, it was swept out a little bit. There. Okay. Pull that into, and then I'm going to get my white, kind of blend it, just blend it in. Before I put the tears on, just kind of giving it a little bit more of a roundness here. Bringing that in. And kind of, you know, like when you do a ball and you're shading it, kind of just do that. Same with this, we can bring it out somewhat. Same here, just kind of giving it a little bit more. I'm going to do that over here too, because it just looks too flat to me. It's just a little too flat looking. I mean, I think that that kind of helped it a little bit. See, what time do we have here? 12. Okay, I have an appointment at 1, so we want to kind of try to finish this up the best that we can. And we can always come back next week to finish the rest. I'm not gonna. Maybe just finish it up next week. Or I could just finish it on my camera and upload it. Alright, let me get some of that purple now with white. See if we can get these lips better. Whoops. Wow. A lot there. Okay, just pull this out and up. Okay. And I'm going to get straight purple. This and this. Get this in here. Still am not real thrilled with this. Just want to get some of my turquoise right here. Kind of go here. with it. Let me blend that out a little. Not a good thing here. Okay, I'm going to add some of that light turquoise in here. Kind of blending this in a little bit more with some white. Might just be a little too much. Sometimes you work on something and you kind of should just leave it alone. That's okay because I can put my darker around here and I think it'll work better. Okay, now purple lips. Let's see if we can fix those. Oh, I have to fix that now too with little tough stuff. Well, it's coming. It is coming along. Now once again I'll have these this little tracing on Patreon. You can get it for $1. And if you'd like to support my station, you can. I will have goodies and things like that if you support me. Have to support each other. So if you can see your way fit of a donation, that would be awesome. I would really appreciate any help that I can get. Those goodies keep me going. All right. Let me just get a little darker coming up here. This really isn't supposed to be real light on top. So I'm going to get that a little darker. Alright, now let's get some teardrops on this baby. So I'm going to use my purple. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should use that blue. It's probably better. Alright, we'll use the blue. We're going to make a little teardrop here. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to have to make that somewhat darker because that's just too light. I'll just get that with some black. So let's see here. Okay, that's one. Here's one here. Okay. One that goes here. And one that's here. That's a bad one there. Whew. That's bad. Bad, bad. I need a little wet, I think. Just, ooh. Yeah, we're probably going to have to fix that. I don't like that one. Let's see. I have to wipe it off. No likey, that one. Oh, that came off pretty easy. Thank goodness for wipes. Just a bit more. Ah, somebody stopped by. Grayscale. Hi. Somebody stopped by. Finally, we're almost done with this. Thank you for stopping. Alright, now let's get that other one in, that other teardrop. Let's see here. Oh, make it like this, the other way. We'll go like that. I think my brush may be too big. Let's see. I'll get one of these round brushes. I'm using a round number 1. Oh, my battery is starting to get low here. Gotta plug it in here. I'm almost finished. Okay. Alright. So let's see here now. That might just help it. Yeah, that's what it needed. A little different brush. Alright, and let's see, one more brush. One more teardrop. Okay. So we got the teardrops, and I'm going to put the little holes in the mask here. Oh, great. Oh, it froze? Yeah, I think well, what I'm going to do, Grayscale, I have it taping on my other camera because I don't like the way this shows up. And I decided to tape it with my other camera. Let me use the back of my brush here to do this. There we go. Put those little holes in there. And it turns out I'm going to have to send back my webcaster because it won't work. I can't get it to work. The guy sent it to me without the AC/DC cord, and I got a new cord, and it just doesn't work. I can't get it to work, so it won't turn on. So I'm a little disturbed by it, and I haven't heard from him, so hopefully I get my money back on it. If I was out of the country, it would be a different story. I have those connections for the outside of the country, but that's not doing me any good. So let's see here now. I'm going to use, I have this little tiny angle brush. Let's see if I can use that and do this, the actual ribbons here. Kind of wet it pretty good. Alright, let's see here. So we're going to come out, come down like that. And I have one that goes on that's the same thing that I want it to be, and it's going to go from here. Okay. Like that. And I have a purple one I want to put in. So I'm going to add a little white to that, a little purple, and I'm going to get it wet so that it's easy to go. Okay. And then we have this one coming down here. Like that. We have one that comes over from here and it kind of goes like that. Kind of goes over his face. Like that. We have one that comes off of his mask. I don't know if you're going to see this or not. I guess you can, yeah. Okay. And I want to just get a pink one. So we're going to use some red and some white. Is it still frozen? Is it still frozen? No. No, it's okay. Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay, we're going to have one that comes... Oh, I have to make another purple one. Okay, we're going to have another one come out. Okay. One that comes out here. Okay, we gotta get a little bit more water on our brush. Excuse me. Oop, it's dripping, dripping, dripping. A little too much water. Okay. See what we can do with that. I don't want to drip there. All right, now one more. I have to do another purple. So I'm going to get the purple, a little white, a little purple, and I have to have one that comes out not quite there, but how about right here? Right here. And it comes right about here. And that is the end of that painting. Let's get that to fix a little bit better. Okay, now I just want to get this touched up here, because it really doesn't come out there. It's coming out from over here, but it just looks like that. Okay, let me get that purple again. Just kind of don't want that coming out of there though. Alright, so there we have it. Our drawn characters for, and if you'd like, you can splatter. I'm not going to splatter today. I do that to finish it up, but for now, I'm just going to do it like that. And I hope you enjoyed this. And I appreciate you for stopping by, Grayscale. I appreciate that. And that's it. That's it for today. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week. Don't forget to stop by. We'll be working on an egret. Or is it an egret or... Oh, a heron. I'm sorry. A heron. So we are going to do a heron. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And you can pick up the tracing on Patreon, and I will have that link at the bottom. They're $1 if you're interested. It's nice to help support and to make a comment and like. And also give me a thumbs up. I really would like that. It really helps out my station. I'm going to clean this up a little bit also, but I'll do that off camera. So until next time, bye.